This is what happens when you're a OCD perfectionist DIY that's not exactly knows what they're doing. So I'm getting to repaint the spots that had all that junk in it. I mean, it was bad. I sanded and sanded and sanded and clay barred and everything else, and I couldn't get the stuff out. So I couldn't live with it having what looked like somebody took a handful of sand and just threw onto the paint as it was drying. And so I said, you know what, I have to, so I had to buy a whole nother gallon of paint because I had no extra paint and I didn't want to use a black that didn't match, even though I had some just generic black. I wanted to use the exact same black. So what I did was I sanded this, basically these two doors and handles and the mirror down, in some spots all the way down to the white, and then some spots just barely cut through the clear, but I got it smooth. That was my main goal. And then I hit 2 coats of black, and this is 1 coat of clear thus far. I'm going to do 1 more coat of clear here in just a minute. I just wanted to show you what it's looking like. And no, I'm still not ready to work for counting cars, but I'm getting a little bit better each time I do this, learning from my mistakes each time I do this, and hopefully eventually I'll be able to do it where I don't get any of, you can see there's a little bit of texture in here. That's not orange peel. I'm guessing, even though I cleaned this stuff with alcohol and with paint prep before I started, maybe there was just something still on there or whatever. That's the only thing I can think of, because for the most part there's not any junk anywhere else, and it was all cleaned and sanded exactly the same. But anyway, that's what she's looking like at the moment, and it's kind of a blessing and a curse to be OCD perfectionist because when I do these projects, when they don't come out right, I just feel compelled, like it just hits in the back of my brain over and over and over and over that I need to redo it, need to redo it, need to redo it. So here I am redoing it on a Sunday evening. Runs, I think it's because it's actually a little bit cooler today than normal. I used the medium activator, which should work. The shop's been between 70 and 80, but I must have got a little bit too thick there, or my medium activator is a little, maybe when they mixed it they erred on the side of slower. I don't know. Anyway, so you see where I masked there. That should blend with a little bit of sanding and polishing. If not, because I'm such a perfectionist, I may actually go over the whole car with one more clear coat, and then I know it'll blend, because it's the same black, even though right now it doesn't look like it because this is dirty and that was obviously freshly painted. But I can wash the whole car, and I can even do this headlights with clear. I got plenty of clear to do the whole car again. Just do one basic thin coat of clear just to make the whole thing pop really well. But I don't think I'm going to have to do that. I think once it dries and I wash the car, and obviously, like I said, I'll have to blend right there with the little sanding and polishing, but I think it'll look fine. I'm already going to have to sand out some of those runs. But oh my God, what a huge improvement over what I had before. Like I said, it literally looked like somebody took a handful of sand and just threw it onto my paint. I was so disappointed, and I know exactly what happened. I'm painting in here, and I opened that shop door to let some air in, and the wind was blowing really hard that day, and obviously there was a lot of dirt in the air, and it just blew it right up onto the paint. And me being an amateur DIY kind of person, I just thought, oh, I'll be able to buff that out later or whatever. But nope, it dried into the paint and it wasn't going to go anywhere. I should have stopped right then and there, let it dry, sanded it, and then gone on with another coat of black. But like I said, not knowing what I was doing, I made a lot of mistakes, put it that way, doing this car, but getting better each time. So hopefully at some point I'll be able to paint a car at least good enough that I could have gotten a job at Mako if they were hiring and if I was looking. But be nice to eventually be able to paint even half as good as Ryan from Counting Cars, let alone as good as he does. I don't know if I'll ever get there, but that's kind of the goal, right? So there she is.